Hey everybody, I'm Chris Blakeman. I run a vacuum cleaner store in Boulder, Colorado, Loveland, Colorado, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Casper, Wyoming. And today I want to talk about the Miele Complete C3 Soft Carpet Canister Vacuum. I've been dealing in Miele for a little over 11 years now. I love the product. I love these vacuum cleaners. They're a family-owned company. They really believe in quality. Their German design is unparalleled. I have a Miele canister at home. And I'm just going to explain some of the cool things about this model here, the C3 Soft Carpet. Relatively a new model. It's been around for a little bit now, but there are some benefits to this vacuum. Maybe if you're watching this video, you're researching Miele, you're looking up high quality vacuums, and as you probably know, buying throwaway vacuums is kind of a bad option in the long run. It actually costs more money than it's worth. It's unhealthy for you and for your family and your home. And if you've made an investment in good quality flooring, smooth surface flooring like tile, hardwood, high quality carpet, the soft carpet model and some of the other Miele models are going to be a great option for you, and I'm going to explain why. So we'll jump right into it here. The C3 series, these Miele canister vacuums, are built with injection molded ABS plastic. So the casing of the vacuum is a very durable, high quality casing. They actually put injection molding through the casing to give it a lot of robust durability. This ribbing, these pieces here that actually fit into the lower part of the casing really do a good job making it sturdy and lasting a long time. I've been working on vacuum cleaners again for over 11 years. I'm a technician. I service them, I repair them. And when Miele vacuums come in, like this canister here, the soft carpet, they're very clean on the inside. They do an excellent job with the valve design. This valve right here, where the valve goes right into the bag to distribute the debris right into the bag system where it captures everything. Now there's going to be some benefits to a bag system that I've explained in some other videos, and I'll go over it here with this, where the debris actually goes into the bag, it's captured inside of it. The air then goes through the pre-motor filter and then comes out the exhaust filter here. So the air transferring through that flow-through motor needs to be protected so that it doesn't pass debris through the motor. Super important. And so in a flow-through motor system, you do need some sort of filter like the bag to protect the motor. In a bagless system with no bag, the only thing that really protects your flow-through motor is a pre-motor filter. Okay, so in the long run, you're still going to have to buy pre-motor filters. You're still going to have to maintain pre-motor filters. You have to empty that canister or that cyclone all the time. So your time is worth something. Those filters cost money. The maintenance on the machine costs something, and the motors generally burn out faster. Whereas a bag system is going to protect that motor. This bag, the Miele bag that's in here, is a GN style bag. It's their larger size bag, so it does hold quite a bit. And these bags are a HEPA certified bag. That means it's a high efficiency particulate absorption bag. The debris that goes inside of the bag is captured by this material right here, so that you're not getting allergens, it's capturing more smells, and the fine dirt particles, so you're not breathing them. Okay, and because it's not a paper bag, it actually has the ability to expand quite a bit more and hold more debris. And then these are going to weigh quite a bit more as well. Now these can weigh anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds when you take them out to throw them away. So this sealed chamber inside of here, and I'll show this to you, has a seal, okay, all the way around the canister. There's a gasket that goes ahead and seals that vacuum chamber so that as the air goes in through the pre-motor filter in the back there, that blue cage with that white filter right here, it actually pulls the debris to the bag, and that really packs everything into the bag system. Okay, so as debris comes into the bag right here, it's going to hit the bottom of the bag, and that pre-motor filter is back here pulling everything back and compacting everything into the bag. So when you take it out, it really weighs a lot, it's going to hold a lot, and what that means is it means you're not going to have to change your bag as often either. Or in the case of like a bagless vacuum, you have to empty that bagless canister every single time you vacuum, or multiple times that you vacuum. You're just going to change the bag every once in a while. Some people may change this bag once a month. Some people may change this bag every 3 to 4 months. Kind of depends on if you have pet hair, how often you vacuum. things like that. But generally the maintenance is a lot lower as far as changing your bag. It's exponentially lower by multitudes. The bag just lines up to these arrows and then clicks into place. The valve goes right into this little trap door, which opens up, and there's a gasket around the bag to ensure that everything's captured inside of it. The pre-motor filter actually comes with the bags with Miele. So when you buy a pack of bags, you know when you run out of bags, it's time to change that pre-motor filter. It's a foam filter that helps the motor, helps the machine stop small particulates from going through the motor. So this is a protective filter mostly. It's stopping things from going through that motor system. This vacuum has a 7-year warranty on the motor and the body, so you know that you're protected from factory defects for a long period of time. Miele doesn't generally make defective products for the most part. Everybody has their problems. I have filed warranty claims on Miele vacuums, to be honest with you, but compared to other brands, much lower instances of defective products with Miele, and they stand behind it with a really long warranty because of that. The post-motor filter, where the air comes out of the vacuum, that's the exhaust filter, is also a pleated HEPA filter. Okay, and it's going to filter to be HEPA certified. I don't have the exact number, but it's 99.97% of particulates down to 0.3 microns, all the way down to 0.3 microns. That's what I'm pretty sure the numbers are. You can comment below if I'm off on that a little bit. But that's what the Department of Energy, the U.S. government, requires for things to be HEPA certified. This is a HEPA certified filter. More so, these actually put a 0 particulate count out. When we put an air meter on these, we have an air particle sensor. These filters actually bring the air down to a 0 particulate count. So if you have allergies, asthma, or if you just believe in healthy living, if you just believe in like breathing clean air, not breathing motor emissions, not breathing fine dirt when you vacuum, it's hard on your lungs. It's gonna, help your immune system stay better to breathe clean air. In the long run, you won't get sick as often. This is like a health product. Seriously, this is like something that you can invest in for only $49.99 for a genuine Miele HEPA filter. You get about 50 to 60 hours of use out of these, and they've got this cool gauge right here on the side now that actually tells you when it needs to be replaced. There's a little tab here, okay, and we actually have an ink, there's actually an ink packet on the back. So what you do is you push that, you squeeze it, and you'll see when I squeezed it, the ink package expanded over right there. So as the heat comes out, it's going to activate this, and it's going to have a red line that comes over and it says replace up to this black line. And then we know that it's time to change the filter. So when you get a new Miele filter like this, you need to depress that ink packet to go ahead and activate the filter. So the Miele canister design is a compact design. It's designed around the motor, the vacuum chamber, and the filtration system for maximum performance. And I'm going to show you the pounds of water lift. I have a meter, and I'm going to do a comparative demonstration and show you why these are a super powerful vacuum. The motor on the inside of a Miele C3 model is a Vortec motor. So the Germans actually build it. Miele builds their motor in their factory. That's the beautiful thing about these Miele vacuums, is they build the electronics, the injection molding, the metals, all of that, because they make washing machines, dryers, oven ranges. They manufacture the majority of their parts. Okay, so that's really nice. That they're not outsourcing a lot of their manufacturing, including the main motor, and it's a patented motor system called a Vortec motor. The blades in the motor actually kind of bevel, so they capture more air as they spin. The controls on board are digital, and one of the really neat things about this unit is that it also has a filter sensor for the final filter, where it says reset. It's kind of hard to see that, but that button says reset. That's for when your filter gets changed. You can go ahead and depress that so that it will actually light up again when it's time to change that post-motor filter. The plus and minus are to control your suction controls. okay? So you can improve the suction or reduce the suction. The power switch is right here, and then the cord reel, when you pull the power cord out, there's a button right here to bring it in. And it's a one-touch reel. You don't have to hold down on it. You actually just touch it one time, and it goes right back up into the cord, or into the cord reel. There's also a sensor on here that's gonna tell us when the bag is totally full, okay? That will turn completely orange when it's time to change the bag. The canister itself has these rotating caster wheels on the bottom, and they have a neoprene grip. They're a rubber wheel, solid rubber wheel on both sides and the top. So that way it grips hard surfaces and it doesn't hurt the hard surface. And you can see it'll spin all the way around, no problem, backwards, forwards, side to side. It really makes this easy to use. It really makes this easy to maneuver back and forth. So it's a really nice design as far as the wheels are concerned. Where the hose plugs in right here, it's fitted very specifically so the hose goes in, it doesn't wobble around a lot, it's fitted in there, so that's really good. On board, under the hood here, we have a release that opens this up. We have a dusting brush. The circular dusting brush actually has an articulating neck, so you can go at an angle with it to clean, or you can have it straight as well. So it's really nice to have this soft nylon bristle. It's a soft dusting brush. It's right on board. It fits into the injection molding of the machine very nicely, just like that. You also have a crevice tool that's slotted on the top. They put a little shelf on top, so this little flat side here, to allow air to flow into the top, even if you're covering up this whole side while you're cleaning on like furniture or putting it down to the floor. It's still going to do a really good job getting the air flowing so that it picks up debris, okay? There's also an upholstery brush, and they put these little grippers on here on the upholstery brush. So that helps to grab onto small debris, maybe pet hair. And then the side of the tool is fluted to allow air to flow into the tool. So even if it's down all the way, that little fluted slot helps it to capture air and pull the air in to clean really well. They also actually put fluted air slots in the back of the tool. Here, it's kind of hard to see, and then here to allow air to flow into the tool to pick up from the ground and then go into the canister. So the tools are premium tools. They do a good job cleaning, and they're all right on board on the canister, which is really nice, okay? So with the soft carpet, we do have some nicer features. Like this has the reset button. A little bit different than like even the Kona or even like the cat dog model. They don't actually have this filter sensor on here, but the soft carpet does, which is pretty cool. That you get that extra feature pretty much in the same price point. The power head on these, this is an SEB 228. So the SEB 228 is a nice robust power head. It's got a 12-inch cleaning path, which is really good. This is the soft carpet SEB. So the difference here is that we have some different settings, as you can see on here. So we have the number 1 setting where it's all the way down on the floor, the number 2 setting where it's a little bit up, soft carpet setting, which is kind of mid-range, where we don't want the brush roller to be like down into the carpet all the way or damage the carpet. The number 4 is the high setting. The SC Plus is for deep plush carpet. So this is the highest setting. So as I adjust these, what's happening is this wheelbase right here is changing height. So as we adjust this, it's going down. You can actually kind of see this happen too from the side, and then it's going up. And what that does is it adjusts the wheelbase to bring the brush off the carpet or more towards the carpet, depending on what you're doing. If you look at this brush in here, you can see that the Miele brush has a super tight bristle pattern. They're really close together, which makes for great cleaning. This also has like this slot right here down the roller. So if you get hair wrapped around it, you can actually just take a razor knife and run it down that slot. And you can actually run the vacuum. Make sure you turn the brush roller off. But you could run the vacuum while you clean this and while you cut that hair away, and then let it suck the hair down into the unit. Miele power heads don't have anything blocking the brush roller, so you can actually achieve that, and you can clean this brush roller up really easily without having like the grates that are in the way like on other vacuum cleaners. And so this is a great design as far as the brush roller and the brushes and how close they are together. I'll make a comparison real quick and I'll show you another. So this is a Dyson brush roller, and you can see this is an older model that they don't make anymore, but you can see how far apart the brushes are on that roller. And then you can see these brushes again, how close they are together for that nice tight bristle pattern. Okay, super close together. And so that makes for better agitation and better cleaning power when you're vacuuming. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and plug this in. So you can see we have the cord reel here. Come out. You get quite a bit of reach with this. Part of the reach with this vacuum is gonna also be the hose. And it's nice to have a cord reel system, so when you're done vacuuming, you can go ahead and press a button and the cord just zips right back into the unit, okay? So we'll go ahead and plug this in. And you can hear just how quiet this vacuum is. And when we step on this here, the light comes on. And we can turn it down really easily. This is drapes. This would be furniture like a couch. Your throw rugs. This is still good performance, but quiet, so it's not as loud. This is gonna be for deeper throw rugs, and then maximum is for the hard surface. So you can adjust it to what you need. So the hose on the soft carpet vacuum is the nicer hose for most of the C3 models. It has an ergonomic handle that swivels where you hold it. So this actually is going to turn one way and turn the other way really easily, and it has a rocker switch, okay, to turn the power head on and off depending on if you're going to run the power head on a hard surface or carpet. You might not want the brushes to be spinning. The fittings for the hose where they plug into the machine have these two fittings right here, so it locks into place and it won't, you know, it's not going to come right off of that vacuum. If you pull on it, it's going to stay on. Okay, the electrified ends have deep defined grooves where they plug in to the female end. This is the male end, so that way it's plugged in and you're not going to have any issues with connectivity or the vacuum not actually, see, it plugs in right here, or the vacuum shorting or not having electricity go through the wand. So it plugs in very nicely. The same thing on the wand, or the handle where the wand plugs in. There's actually a spring right here that helps the wand plug in. And this is also a grounding spring that goes through the handle, and there's a grounding spring in here, and that's to displace static that might be coming up through the wand from the floor, from your carpet, to protect all the electronics. You can also see the fittings here, right here, and then on the other side, right here. Those two fittings on either side are there to make sure that the wand really plugs in nice and tight, just like the hose does to the main unit where it plugs in. It's right here. You can plug it into place, and then it is connected to the vacuum. Okay, you can see it is on there. So that fitting is a very good fitting. Works really well. You can also see that the hose is a crush-proof hose. So if it gets crushed, it forms right back. Okay, this is a lot better than a wire reinforced situation or a hose that's wire reinforced because it won't come back like that. Once a hose gets crushed like a wire reinforced hose, you have to buy a whole new one. So you don't have to worry about that with Miele vacuums. So the hose is a really nice hose. It's ergonomic. I like the handle. I like the loop handle and how it directs the suction right down to the carpet. The wand is a metal wand. It's steel, so it's definitely a durable wand. It's not like the plastic ones out there. It has a release for the handle right here, and it also telescopes here. And you can see the little fittings where it'll stop in place, where we're gonna go ahead and adjust it for how long we want it to be. Okay, just like that. The bottom down here has the fittings that go into the power head, same as the handle. So there's a fitting there, and then there's a fitting right here, so everything locks into place very nicely. The diameter of the opening of the hose is a little bit bigger than standard vacuum cleaners. Standard vacuum cleaners are 1.25 inches. This is a little bit bigger to allow for more airflow and more debris to go through the wand, okay? I will forewarn you that on these wands, they're a steel wand, so they are a lot more durable. The plastic ones are notorious for breaking down, the buttons fall apart. But just like anything, you don't want to just drop one of these on a hard surface, drop it on the button. It can cause a problem with how it locks into place. You know, the honest truth is that nothing is indestructible. So even with wands like this, you know, you don't want to go throwing them across the room or being really hard on them. But the nice thing is that this is going to be better and more durable than the chintzy plastic wands that are out there. The connections are going to last longer. The way it plugs in is going to be better. But with that being said, you don't want to impact these so hard that the steel gets bent or gets moved one way or the other, or else the wand can't telescope properly like it's supposed to. Okay, and I'm telling you this from a tech standpoint. You know, I don't want to give you guys I'm not trying to sell snake oil here. I'm trying to let you guys know what's up with the product. And it is one thing that I do see on these is if people are hard on their wands and they throw them down or whatever, what have you, sometimes we can repair these. But honestly, a lot of times you got to buy a new wand. And that's the case with any vacuum cleaner wand. Luckily, these are a lot more durable, so we don't see that happen nearly as often on these as we do with the really cheap, chintzy stuff. But with that being said, you know, it's good quality German stuff, so you want to treat it that way. So when this plugs in, you actually put this right into here and then lock it into place, and it's on. It's good to go. So you can see this is locked in. The release is right here, so it comes off, and you can tell this is really robust. It's locked into place. It's not going anywhere. The connections are all the way locked in, so this isn't going to short out or have problems, right? There's a lot of canister vacuums out there with those cheap wands that are going to move back and forth. And then you can adjust this, and the nice thing obviously is for cleaning if you need extra reach, or when you put the power head on, go ahead and pop this power head on here, and you fire it up, you can go ahead and adjust this to your hip for the best cleaning. So you can go ahead, I'm a little bit taller, so I would adjust this up to my hip right here, right? So then I can stand upright and clean naturally. You know, if it's too low, then I'm gonna be kind of stooped over while I'm cleaning. And if it's too high, I'm not gonna get as long of a stroke, right? So the key is to get it to my hip, where I get a nice, you know, long stroke, so I'm getting a nice cleaning path. This is great if you're a shorter person, taller person, whatever. It's one thing I really like about canister vacuums. Right, the best way to use a canister is to go ahead and have the hose behind you so that you can guide the canister with you while you're cleaning. And you can see these are going to follow really nicely. You know, backwards, forward, side to side, it'll turn, and it just makes it easier to handle. All the controls can be stepped on, they're designed for it, so I can turn that on. And you can see I can turn this on and off, no problem. Just right here for the power head for hardwood floors, you can turn it on. I can turn it off, and I can turn it on. It also has a locking upright, so I can lock it up into place really easily. So the SEB228 has a lifetime belt system. So if we're vacuuming and we hit something crazy, it's just going to shut down, which is a really good advantage. So let's say we're vacuuming. We hit something. It's going to shut the unit off. We can take this out, and you can see the brush roller is shut down. It's not spinning anymore at all. We're going to toggle the switch on the handle. So I'm actually just going to flip this switch back and then forwards, and it's going to start running again. So you'll see here, and it's fired back up. So it does have a cog belt system, which is nice if you do jam it up with like a, a bed sheet or a drape or something like that. And then you can just fire it back up. So you don't really have to change belts on these at all. You probably never will, as long as you understand how that works and you're not just turning it on and off, on and off, on and off while it's still jammed. That can cause a problem, but it would take a lot. And honestly, in my time working on vacuums in 11 years, I haven't seen pretty much any of these belts burn out, when they get jammed up like that. Now, if you don't bring them in for service, I do have customers that have pet hair where they vacuum every day. Lots of pet hair, multiple dogs. Even though it is a lifetime belt system, I have seen the belts wear out, honestly. If you have tons of pet hair and you don't have the cleaner head serviced or you don't clean it out on a regular basis, over like a 4 to 5 year period. It does take a long time because it's a good quality power head. But you will see on lower quality stuff with that kind of vacuuming, you're going to burn out lower quality items a lot faster. So if you just do the maintenance on these, even with lots of pet hair, it's a lifetime belt system for sure. So it's not to say that I haven't ever seen one burn out, but I very, very, very rarely ever do. It's when people abuse them, they're vacuuming all the time and they just never clean it out. Finally, it's a geared belt with cogs on the inside. The hair gets up into those cogs and then it can make it slip a tooth and that can wear it down, right? And then we have to put a new belt on it. And even then, the belts are like 15, 20 bucks, right? So that's a really low cost for a geared lifetime belt system. So that works really well. The big benefit of a geared belt system too is the RPM of the brush roller. The RPM of the brush roller isn't lagged or brought down because it's on a stretch belt system. So you get really good agitation with that roller spinning, and I'll show you a comparison. So I have a vacuum here that has a stretch belt system. I actually just put a new clutch on this Dyson so it has a new belt inside of it, but we'll just do a comparison here. And I'll show you the difference. I'm just going to adjust the camera. So there's a couple of reasons why the performance down to the floor for the deep cleaning and getting the deep stuff out with a cog belt system and that better brush roller on the soft carpet model is going to do a good job. So I'll show you with just a normal vacuum. Okay, so really vacuumed over that sand quite a bit. Kind of a classic vacuum cleaner demo. And no smoke and mirrors, I'll show you guys what I'm using here. It's a crafting sand. This is a very fine pink sand so you can really see what's going on the carpet. And then what we're gonna do after doing that, we'll go ahead and use the Miele. Now I'm gonna adjust the power head. That machine that I just used doesn't have height adjustment. If you have new carpet or you've got good quality floor covering, it's really good to have a power head that has height adjustment to adjust it for the level of the carpet, okay? That's really important. And it's actually gonna give you maximum cleaning power when you do that. So I'll go ahead and turn this on. to get the best adjustment for the power head, what we want to do is actually adjust the power head all the way up to the SC Plus, or the highest setting. I'm going to run it, and then I'm going to drop the power head height down until I feel it pull on the surface, and that's the best way to adjust these. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn that on. I have it at the highest height setting. I'm going to turn it on and then adjust it. Now I can feel it pulling, so I know it's at the right height. Look at that. So I did a lot less vacuuming with the Miele power head than I did with the other vacuum. And you can see the results. Here, I'll get up a little bit closer and we'll take a look here to really take a look at the results. I have a lot more sand kind of spread out right now because I was showing this to somebody else, one of my customers in the store yesterday. And so you can see where I vacuumed before with the Dyson and there was still stuff there. And now you can see that we got it off. Let's do it one more time so you can really see the difference. So not so bad. You can see that we did pick up some debris, but if we look really close, we can see some of the pink area there, where there's still some debris. And watch what happens with the Miele power head when the agitation hits. One of the big advantages on these is that the brush roller has this kind of serpentine shape to it. It kind of has a spiral shape. And what that does is when the brush roller spins at the top RPM, it actually puts vibrations down into the deep pile and then brings them up to the top. It brings the small debris up to the top to really get the actual deep clean. So I'll show you what happens here. We already have the height adjusted. Okay. So I don't know if you could see the really small particulates going up into the Miele that the Dyson left behind. So what I'll do is I'm going to demonstrate this one more time. And when we demonstrate this again, I'm not going to go over the sand, I'm just going to go up to it so you can see what happens on this big pile of sand. This is a really big pile of sand here. So we'll go ahead. Okay. Now we'll do it with the Miele. Okay, we can see where that agitation actually broke the sand loose and we sucked it into the vacuum without the cleaner head even going over the pile of sand. Okay, so I just really vacuumed like a lot, that same spot where all that sand was. And now let's see what's left over. Let's see if the Miele vacuum actually breaks stuff loose from the low pile, so we can really see if you know, there's still anything left over that we're gonna pick up. So you can see in the beginning there where we had quite a bit of sand that came up out of that deep pile that we got, that the Dyson left behind, that this upright vacuum left behind, this other bagless vacuum. Now let's go ahead and compare, and I'm just going to dump out all the debris that that I had vacuumed up previously. Woo! All right. Quite a bit. Okay. So we saw how much it took, how many swipes it took to really vacuum this up before with the Dyson in the time lapse. I'm just going to go ahead and drive that down. And let's see what the soft carpet does with this really high quality brush roller. And of course, you can see we cleaned that up a lot faster than with that upright vacuum, that other vacuum. And the nice thing about having a canister vacuum is now I can put my tools on and I'll just go ahead and clean this off. And that's a big reason why I like canister vacuums, is you can go ahead and take the tools off, or take the, you can go ahead and remove your hose and use the tools really easily. I like to clean a lot more than just my carpet when I vacuum. I like to actually use the tools and clean it really well. Like to, you know, if it's furniture or whatever. So I'm going to show you something else as far as the power of this machine on these Miele canisters, and specifically the soft carpet model. So the thing that's really unique about the soft carpet model is the power head. It has the soft carpet settings. We have that filter sensor on here for that final filter that's going to remind us to change the filter. That's a nice convenience feature. There's also a soft carpet suction control setting that's going to throttle the suction power, because the suction power on this is so great that sometimes it's just going to suck itself down to a deep pile. So I'll show you the difference here. I have a Kirby vacuum, and a lot of people see these big heavy Kirby vacuums. I just want to make a point. They say, oh, well, a Kirby vacuum is super powerful because it's got this big metal body, you know, it's super expensive, you know, and Kirby's last forever, which they do because they're all metal. But what's the performance like? And by the way, it's difficult to put these hoses on. And I'm not trying to say Kirby's a bad vacuum, it's just a certain kind of vacuum. And I think that if somebody that has, you know, wants more ability to use tools, wants a quieter vacuum too, something not so loud, Miele canisters are really nice. This is definitely a durable, long-lasting vacuum, but we're going to go ahead and look at the suction power. So I have here a water lift meter. This is a gauge that tells us inches of water lift, okay, or inches of water. So it's a suction meter. All right, it's going to give us the measurement of what the power of the vacuum is. So I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick here. We're going to undo our cord. And we're going to plug it in. So let's see what the Kirby rates. We got the hose hooked up to it here so we can put the suction right onto it. And let's see what we got. That's a pretty solid test. That's about 35 inches of water lift on that Centria, that Kirby vacuum. So let's go ahead and compare the soft carpet. So we're going to go ahead, have it at the maximum setting. And by the way, this is a lot quieter too. So that's a little over 80 pounds. Okay, so in that comparison, we can see that we have a little over 2 times as much suction power or water lift on that Vortec motor system. So that's phenomenal, right? So let's take a look at how this is going to do on a smooth surface. They give you, Miele gives you with this vacuum, included with the vacuum, with your purchase, this parquet brush. These are a really high quality brush that are fluted for airflow. So there's air channels in the front. They put air channels in the back and air channels on the side, so that you can go ahead and clean in a radial fashion. So you can clean from the side, from the back, from the front, and the cleaning power is actually going to go around this tool. It's actually happening all the way around it. because it's cleaning from the front and the back. So this is a really nice tool to go ahead and clean a smooth surface with. And I'll go ahead and show this. I'm going to demonstrate this for you. And we're going to take a look at that radial cleaning power. So you can see all the pink sand, and I can clean from behind, from the side, from the front as well. And look how it twists, and how we can twist it to clean as well. So this vacuum also has this sweet little spot on the back here where the tool actually just pops right on. And it actually turns the machine off. If you set it in that, it's got a kill switch in there that turns it off. So maybe the phone rings or something, you're vacuuming. When you pull it out, it turns on again. So it's a pretty cool feature that it turns it off when it's in the parking position. Pull it out and it turns back on. So pretty awesome. So don't worry if you get one of these and you do that and you think that it's like broken. It's doing that on purpose. And now I'll show you how this really does a good job getting into the grout. So check this out. We're gonna zoom right up on this here so that we can see how this tool is gonna perform into the grout. So check this out. Picks it right up. We can see how it pulls from the back, of course from the front, and the sides. It's a pretty awesome tool. Okay, so I've put some simulation pet hair down on the ground. This is called K-Pox. It's kind of a cotton, kind of fibrous material that's like pet hair. And I want to show you how that really high quality brush roller with the height adjustment, this is a deeper yarny kind of carpet here. You know, if you have that deeper pile, you got something a little bit more plush. How that power head performs for pet hair, because it's actually really nice. It does a really good job on it. So I'm just going to show that to you here, and we'll take it slow at first so you can kind of see. So you can see how it just sucked it right in, no problem. So let's go ahead and take a look at that a little bit more detailed. All right, so email me at info, that's INFO, at Blakeman, BLAKEMAN, Sovac, SEWVAC.com. That's info at BlakemanSovac.com for any questions. Feel free to reach out to us in our Boulder store at 303-449-1281. That's 303-449-1281. It's our primary Miele location where we have vacuum cleaner experts on staff that can answer your questions about these. A vacuum like this on a good quality Miele vacuum, we have 6 months, same as cash, 0% interest. So there's no money down if you're qualified. You can totally get into a unit like this and have something that's easily a 10, 15, 20-year investment. I've seen Miele vacuums that are over 30 years old and still running because people took care of them. They changed their bag regularly. A good quality German bag system like this is a great investment. If you care about your health, your carpet, and the longevity of your carpet especially, these are a great option. Or if you have a lot of pet hair, you just love to clean all the time. And if you're one of those people, you're one of our people, we're here to help you. Miele C3 Complete Soft Carpet is $949. At the time that I made this video, that's the normal matte pricing. Give us a call at 303-449-1281. If you want to go ahead and do 6 months same as cash, it's about $159 a month. No interest with equal payments on approved credit, and no money down if you're approved, which is a great payment program. You can always pay over that too, paid off early, no problem. Give us a call at 303-449-1281. We ship for free on Miele canisters. We'll ship it to you for free. We have a money back guarantee, a guarantee of 7 days. We'll refund your money if you're not completely happy with it when you get it and try it out. So money back guarantee. I really believe in the product. I know you're gonna love it. So give us a call or follow the link. You can just go ahead and buy it online. We'll ship it to you for free as well. You can go through my survey to see maybe if a different model is right for you, or if there's a different vacuum cleaner that's right for you. I'd love to help you. So follow the link below for that. Thanks for watching my video.